there's a person watching who says, I am very stressed at work, maybe I'm even close to burnout, but my time is very limited. I currently am in a job where there's a lot that needs to be done, maybe even after work. I think that can even apply to teachers who need to correct a lot of exams after work. And what would the first pillar or the first two pillars be that you would address that have the biggest impact on the well-being and maybe don't take a lot of time?
In my opinion, start with moving as much as you can and getting some fresh air, even if it means leaving the tram one or two stations before and walking. If you can't walk the entire distance, then walk part of the way. Get out and get as much fresh air as you can, and try to replace maybe the junk food, the chocolate bar, by some cashews or nuts. Try to take these little steps and try to find a doctor who's knowledgeable in holistic medicine and functional medicine, because everything is intertwined and doctors look too much at their own topic of interest and they don't always understand the full picture. Too many times somebody goes to one doctor because of back pain and to another specialist because of food allergies and to a third specialist because of whatever other disease. But a functional medicine practitioner might understand that everything is related and you need to address the root cause.
That's true. That's very true. I'm wondering, you were talking about movement. Have you also made experiences with standing desks? Or I think there are even desks where you can move your legs a little bit, like on a bicycle while you are working.
I didn't try them. I know some influencers have them on social media, but they get sponsored or they make so much money they can afford these desks. I didn't try the standing desk, but I think it's worthwhile taking a try, giving it a try. I don't know how much they are, maybe 800, 900 euros. So it's still a lot of money to some people, but it's not as expensive as having a special bathtub full of ice, which is completely off for 99% of the population.
Yes.
So yeah, why not? Or even get up in between working sessions, try to work focused for whatever 30 or 40 minutes, then get up, walk around the room, aerate or step out if you can, and try to build in a little movement, do some push-ups.
Yes, that's great.
You don't need any material to do this, and that builds over time. And once you develop this habit, you just cannot stop. You're always thinking for the next opportunity to get some movement.
That's true, because you notice how good it is for you, and it doesn't have to be hard. I mean, jumping jacks are not that hard as an exercise and you can stop whenever you want to, but it still gets your heart rate up, you get your whole body moving, and yeah, these are called, at least the way I know them, movement snacks, and they can be incredibly helpful. They are, I think, one of the best things you can do when taking a break from work.
Yeah. I know a lot of people who would now argue that they have so much pain in their joints, they cannot do jumping jacks. It's probably true. But then I think they should really find a doctor or some natural medicine practitioner who addresses the root cause, which I think is inflammation in the body. And maybe by taking more supplements and vitamins, I'm not going to give anyone here medical advice because I'm not qualified, but in my own experience, when you use the right supplements like vitamin C, vitamin D, magnesium, and all these good stuff, antioxidants, you also reduce the level of inflammation in your body, and therefore you have less joint pain. Actually, the body can always recreate itself, even if it's damaged. A damaged liver can grow back to a healthy one. Damaged joints can grow back according to the latest scientific discoveries. There's a lot you can repair. I mean, a very simple example, if I feel I'm getting sick, what I'll do is go to bed and sleep even 24 hours, and just drink tea and water, but not eat anything. And then I'll take some high dose of vitamin C and D, and generally 24 hours later, this upcoming flu is gone.
That's very interesting.
But if I wait too long and the disease breaks out, then it's too late. Then I'll probably be suffering for a week like everyone else. And you need to stop it before it starts.
Yes, so that's why also self-observation is so helpful, and not like pushing through the work even though you know a flu is on the rise. Because in the end you will probably have to pause for a longer time than if you would have done things immediately to combat that rising flu.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen many companies, whether as an employee or an outside consultant, and generally you see employees who are really sick, they are sneezing, they are coughing, but they come to work and they say, I'm so busy, I know I should better stay at home, but I have too much work. And then you look at the boss, and he does the same. But he should be he should set the leading example to his employees and be strong enough to say, I'm sick, I'm staying in bed for 24 hours. I mean, if a company is organized well, with good employees who are empowered, the company can run without the boss for a day. Nothing bad will happen. And that's setting the right example. It all comes down from the top.
That's true. Wow, I think that's a great point. And yes, also one more thing that I want to go back to is you've talked about inflammation. I think it's a really big aspect actually in health in general. And of course you can also reduce inflammation by simply really releasing stress and really calming down, really finding relaxation, not just by watching TV or so, not overstimulating your senses too much in your free time, but what I really like to do is simply meditating. So I normally just sit down for 20 minutes, relax my whole body, and begin by taking a few deep breaths. And then I just observe the breath, notice how it's just happening if I let go of control without anything, without me having to do anything. And then I also notice how my thoughts just come and go without me having to do anything. And yes, that's how I can gain a nice place of peace. What are some things you're focusing on now? You've told us that you're, of course, like everyone, basically on a journey to keep improving over time. And I can imagine that right now you may be trying out some new things, or you're building on experiences you've made before. So what are you looking at right now? What are you considering, or where maybe are you even facing some challenges or so?
I'm definitely looking into more yoga and meditation practices. It's quite difficult for me, and I even have some adverse experiences, but I like to take it with another approach. Going into nature, just sitting down somewhere in a quiet place and letting my mind wander and just observe the nature, the birds, the trees. That's already a great way for me to wind down. Maybe if meditation could help me getting the same result without leaving my apartment, that might be even better. So that's definitely a topic I would be considering. Beyond fine-tuning, nutrition, and sports. But I just wanted to pick up something you just mentioned, Max, about watching TV. I mean, I don't mind watching a nice movie once in a while, but I'd rather do it on weekends, whereas during weekday, I don't watch movies because they take too long. So I end up going to bed at 11 or even midnight without the time to wind down. Second thing, I don't watch the news either, because there's so much bad news. It's only about bad news. It's like they want you scared, they want you depressed. So don't watch the news, especially not at night, and not even in the morning, because it will already ruin your day. I used to say, if some dictator in the world throws a big bomb on us, we will notice without the news. Otherwise, what happened in politics and which politician said what is not really a subject of concern to me. It will not change my life. So let's just disregard that. Keep those negative influences away. I'd rather watch 20 minutes of a cartoon like Tom and Jerry or Snoopy if I watch TV during the week. But otherwise, yeah, it's more about reading. And yeah, can you tell me a little bit more about yoga and meditation?
Yes, I think you've made some brilliant points, because watching a cartoon that gets you into a more playful state, or that basically carries the message to not take life that seriously, can be such a great balance in regard or in comparison to the workday. Yeah, now on to meditation and yoga. I think actually your approach of going into nature and letting the thoughts flow is really valuable, even if, or especially if there are people watching who have difficulties with meditation or very slow yoga, because nature is just inherently a peaceful place, and being in nature, I like to say, also brings us closer to our own true nature.
Yeah.
It moves you away from the stress, and of course there are enormous health benefits to being in nature. So definitely just do what feels best for you, and if you go into nature a lot, and maybe it makes your well-being rise so much in the long term, that if you try meditation one more time, that also meditation will feel better. And about yoga, there are various kinds of yoga, and yin yoga is like, it's almost a meditation. You can hold poses for very long, but there's also power yoga, which can be a little bit more exhausting, and can really make you sweat. And what I like about yoga especially, also yoga workouts, is that you also have the stretch, and you also have the stimulation of your spine. So it allows you to train your muscles while still also allowing for good mobility. And I feel brilliantly when I walk around in everyday life, because I know strength is there when I need it, but also a basic level of mobility and just a sense of ease in my body. So that's why I like it. And yeah, I can just encourage people, if they want to try yoga. Of course, there are videos online, but I think it's very helpful to at least in the beginning go to a local yoga studio, because I remember when I did yoga for the first times, the yoga teacher corrected a lot that I was doing, so that can really enable you to get the most out of the poses. But even if you don't do that, I think yoga will still be good for you, in the sense that it gets your blood moving in potentially unusual ways, like in a downward dog, for example. But by all means, also go for the sport that you really like, because I know other people who are really passionate about tennis and other sports. So if that allows you to get into that kind of flow state, like in a game, everyone gives their best, and it really pushes you. If that's what really pushes you to your limits and makes you feel great afterwards, then definitely go your own unique way. Do what makes you feel the best.
Very good approach, Max. I love that. And also, don't always seek for external validation for what you do. I mean, connect with friends, do more of what makes you happy. And if you choose a sport, if you play tennis or do yoga or martial arts, do it because you love it, not because you read somewhere in a magazine that according to a study, the practitioners are X% healthier. No. Do it because you love it.
Yes.
Also, connect with friends, connect with family, connect with animals. If you're out in nature in summer, go barefoot for a while if you want. Just connect with the earth, and don't ask for a study to confirm that it's healthy. If you feel that it's good, do it. If you don't like it, if it doesn't do you well, just drop it. But don't ask for someone else to validate what you feel inside.
Exactly. Trust your own body and also your feelings, how you feel about certain things. Of course, sometimes you can feel bad about things because of limiting beliefs, like I'm not good at these things, and then it's helpful to challenge these beliefs. But if you notice that something is not feeling very good in your body when you're doing it, then maybe choose something else and choose the things that really feel brilliant in your body when you're doing them. And you've also mentioned spending time with friends. I think spending time with friends to do sports is also great. I personally just love the way it makes you connect with friends, and kind of feels a little, kind of meaningful even, because you're spending your time very well, you're doing something healthy, and you're socializing at the same time, and you're simply having a great time together.
Yes, two of my best friends, actually, I met them in the gym, and we share similar values, although we are highly different. But we managed to connect through our passion for martial arts, for movement and exercise, and for maybe a similar way to approach life. And so you shouldn't say, my friends are not interested in doing that kind of sport. Go do it regardless, you'll find new friends.
Yes, I think that's also great advice for people who say they are very busy and they have limited time, but they still want to make new friends. Maybe they even move to a new city.
Yes.
And then it's great to, for example, go to a sports club and meet new people there, and do what excites you anyway, and see what who else loves to do these things. And I'm wondering, do you have any more advice on that for people who have limited time but still want to make new friends, because of course friends are very valuable to mental well-being.
Yeah, I think real friends, if you have a handful of them, 5 or 6, you're blessed. Everyone else are great acquaintances. But maybe let me just add something else I've learned from Martin McGregor, because he's addressing business people like me. You may know what a supervisory board in a company is. It's a board of directors who make sure that everything is going according to plan by kind of supervising the leadership team and the CEO and the financial department. And you can create a kind of supervisory board of your own. Pick some people around you who are very competent in one specific field, like in sports or in health or in job development or in finance, whatever area of your life you want to improve on. Pick someone who's knowledgeable, but also someone who is willing to share his knowledge, and someone who will be genuinely happy for you even if you become better than him. But that's the deal. Many coaches support you until a certain point, but they have a big ego issue when they realize you're getting better than the master. So they try to limit you, and that's not healthy. So it's very rare to find people who are supportive, who really celebrate your success, and who are also honest enough to tell you the unpleasant truth when you're not performing well, when you're doing something wrong. I know my friends would kick my behind and not just say, oh yes, just by fear of upsetting me. They would set me straight, and that's what I appreciate about them.
That's so true, because if you're close enough, then you can say these things to each other, and you know that you still like each other.
Exactly. It's not endangering the friendship. True friendship will not be threatened by somebody saying an unpleasant truth.
And then, of course, it's also about how you say the things. That's been a way that I've been limiting myself frequently in the past, thinking to myself, okay, now I can speak this harsh truth out loud. But I think people underestimate that it's also about how you say it, how you do things in general. So you can say it in a very understanding manner. You can give caveats to what you say. You can really make the other person feel that you don't mean it in a harsh way, and then it can even be benefiting for the relation. It can benefit the relationship. That you know you can be honest with each other.
Yes, definitely. Well, the thing is, you cannot help someone who doesn't want help. That's for sure. But if the other person is willing to accept your comments and see them as supportive, as positive, you can certainly tell it in a kind manner, and not try to dictate your point of view or roll over somebody, but still remain on eye level.
That's true. That's very true.
Coming back to yoga, I've noticed one thing about you, Max. You have a perfect posture, although you're very tall, your spine is perfectly straight, and that's rare. With people of your size, generally slump because everyone else is smaller than them, so they kind of look down on them. But your spine is perfectly straight, your posture is excellent, and that's probably a benefit of yoga as well.
Yes, thank you. You're correct about the thing with yoga. To be honest, it's been a training process because I did slump a few years ago. I reminded myself over and over again to be upright. And to be honest, I still do sometimes because of my turn now.
Yeah.
I think that's something I'm self-conscious about right now, that I can move a little bit more like this. So it's even better. But yeah, it's something that I'm very self-conscious about. But you're right, yoga definitely helps, because you'd also, not only are you doing some things to strengthen your muscles in the lower back, but you're also moving the spine a lot, and that way, after yoga, I often feel that I just feel best when my spine is very upright. Maybe we are going into like a little bit, although probably not, but maybe into some esoteric area when I say that I feel that the energy flow is simply better then, but I think there's also science to back that up. I just feel better when I'm upright like this, and yoga makes me feel this in a very extreme way, because after yoga I feel that my body is very balanced, and then you appreciate that feeling and you want to keep it going, so you maintain the good posture.
I think what I could certainly do is take a yoga mat in my car, and if I'm on a long drive, if I stop, I can put the yoga mat on the floor, on the motorway parking, and do some exercises. Because sitting for hours is not healthy.
Yeah.
And I know I can certainly improve on my own posture. It has become better with calisthenics and also with martial arts, because again, it gives a lot of self-confidence. Even when you walk in a room or you're walking through a bad area, your posture is different, you're radiating more energy and self-confidence. So whether you're entering a meeting room full of directors or you're walking through a bad area in town, you don't look like a victim. That also creates a difference. But coming back to the energy flow, you said it feels esoteric. I wouldn't worry about it, because science is a never-ending process of discovering new things. And as I said before, if you feel better by changing your posture, then just do it.
Yes.
I wouldn't bother about science. Maybe one day it will be validated in 10 years. You read an article and you will just smile because you already knew.
Yes.
But even if it's never backed up, who cares?
Yeah, that's true. Trust your intuition and trust what really feels good in your body. As we said earlier, I think that's a very important point. Yes.
Definitely. I think you need to come to a point to reconnect with yourself first, because if you're disconnected from yourself, you get a lot of bad intuition. You think it's intuition, but it's not. It's like cravings for sugar. Actually, when you develop bad nutritional habits and your gut microbiome isn't healthy, you're constantly craving for something sweet, and this is not your intuition, on contrary. But once you have reconnected and you get a craving for something, or even a bad feeling about a situation or a person, generally you should listen to it.
Yes, that's true. I think that's a great point. Like differentiating between that true nutrition and knowing what feels good in your body and the cravings. And of course, that's also where some knowledge can come in to know where the cravings are coming from, as we also discussed earlier. So yes, I think maybe it's even time to like come to an end here. And I appreciate that we've covered so much, so many different pillars. And yeah, I've been really grateful to have you on here. It's great to talk with you and to be able to get to know your extensive knowledge. And yeah, so thank you so much for doing this.
My pleasure, Max. Thanks for having me again. Your approach is inspirational too, and I hope we can all contribute to make people feel better in their lives one way or another.
Yes, because I think that's also a great mission to up-level the well-being, to also up-level our acts, because if we feel better, we do better things to other people. Like we could also say healed people also contribute to the healing of other people. And yeah, so I'm excited for that. And once again, thank you. And to you guys, thank you for watching.
Thank you.
See you in the next one then. Bye for now.
Bye.